Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Yeah. You have just stepped into the world of chaos. Where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Happy up, everybody. Get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
Yeah, man, that was my bad, brother. We got a quick power outage, but we gonna make up for that missed time, because I don't think I got to record it, because once the power went off.
Oh, no problem.
All right, so we're definitely gonna come back. But I'll let you know, my guy got you looking nice back here.
I appreciate it.
No doubt, man. So we at the point now. We was talking about the lessons, right, that we need to learn to make us a good student athlete.
Just got it. You know what it is, man?
And
PSAL or New York City education, man, don't really prepare you for the things you need to know in college. You know, college.
Oh, we gonna get there. We gonna get there. Trust me, coach. Trust me. Yes, indeed. Because I'm gonna tell you, I didn't start to learn until I went to prep school myself for my senior year. And I was playing catch up. So we were all caught up and bamboozled and was given the wrong information.
I was a prop.
All right. So,
all right. I was a prop 48, but
No.
I was a prop 48, but
Yeah, me too. I was just saying this. Me and my Jamel Powell, we were just saying that. I was prop 48 too. But when I wanted to transfer and leave to go somewhere else, my mom was like, no, you got a scholarship, you're paid for, you sit your ass right there. Basketball come when it's time for you to play.
Absolutely. But what happened with me, I took that SAT, didn't do well on it. I took the ACT, and I think at that time you need to get a 15 to be eligible for college. I think I got like a 17, and I was good. You know, so SAT.
I passed the ACT, but something happened with my grade. I had like one missing grade, and there was some kind of conflict, and I got caught up in it. Let's just say that, right? But at the end of the day, we're here, and we're creating history, and your history, brother. We want to document this, man. So I want to make sure I get that first half of that interview. We got to get that back, all right? All right, for sure. So now, you're at the University of Bridgeport. Life is a little bit more challenging now because you're dealing with the racial issue, not racial issues, but dealing and adjusting to a new racial situation. You're dealing and adjusting with the academic portion, and you're dealing and adjusting with a brand new coach who has this Archie Bunker thing that you got to get used to. So there are a lot of things going on. How did you make all of those things work, brother?
Yo, just playing hard and knew. Like I said, playing hard and knowing I couldn't go back home as a failure, yo. Like I couldn't go back home as someone that didn't do all my best to do it. You got, like you like me, you go home to your hood or go home to your neighborhood, and guys, they went to multiple schools or things ain't working out for them, and they went to this school and that school. And it was like, I got to make sure I go up here and do the best I can in any way I possibly can, and whatever happens, happens, man. So that's what I did, man. It was just like, let me just go to school. I'm going to play basketball, which that came easy for me. And, and I had a group of friends. There were 5 of us that came in at the same time. My man Steve Wills Johnson, that's from Far Rockaway. My man Pat Morris. Pat Morris came in from Long Island. My man Sean Morgan came in from Boston. Like, we all came in at the same time, and we wanted to make sure we walked out of there at the same time with the degrees. And those, those guys are like family, brothers, brothers to stuff like that. So it was just like, then you know what? And we all kept each other in check. We followed each other's lead. We ain't let each other slack. It was more like a family. And then the white guys on our team, we were tight with them. They're the ones that told us, listen, you want to graduate on time? 15 credits a semester. Like, we didn't know that. You know, they told us that, 15 a semester, you get out of here in 4 years. So it became a bond and a family. And as much as our coach was kind of one of those guys, one of those old school coaches, he taught us how to be together and be a family and be together and work for each other and play for each other. And, it didn't matter what color you were, what kind of bond you had. We basketball brothers, and this is what's going to happen. This is what we're going to do when we compete against other guys.
Now, your first game, that first game where you said, you know what? Oh, shit. I'm a fucking kill up here. When did you realize that happened?
My first college game ever was against Concordia College. I had 8 points. And my coach gave me a number of a dude that was an All-American before me the year I got there. It's number 42. And I had 8 points. My first.
Hold on for a sec. Hold on. Yo, turn that down, man. Yo, you gotta turn that shit off.
So my first game against Concordia College, I had 8 points. So I'm like, I'm gonna be some average dude. The next 2 weeks, 2 days later, we played against Stonehill College, and I had 31. And I was like, you know what? All right, let me just keep rolling after that. And I just was rolling after that. And to tell you, I hold, I don't think nobody noticed, I hold an NCAA record for the most games scored in double figures in NCAA history. Yeah.
How many is that?
Double figures in 131 or 135 consecutive games. Yeah.
Damn.
10 or more. So like I said, I didn't go there with this mindset to be who I was or who I was trying to be or something. I went to with the mindset like, you know what? I'm just going to play basketball, man.
131 games, double figures, man. Make some noise for that, man. That's crazy. Whoa. Tell you, man, I'm telling you, I used to see your name a lot, man. Trust me. It's nothing like reading about you guys from New York and feeling a sense of pride. I know for me, no matter where you came from in the city, if I read about you and you was doing well, I was like, yes, yeah. Somebody. Yeah, we got to support each other, even from afar.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right, man, because that's what it's about, especially coming from the same hood, playing against the same guys, going up with the same guys and that kind of stuff. It's a natural fit, man, when you want to celebrate other dudes, doing their thing and that kind of stuff, man. And I love that. Like I said, I'm Brooklyn born, Brooklyn bred, man. So guys from Brooklyn who was doing their thing, especially guys I grew up when I was kids, or guys that grew up in the projects, that kind of stuff, man. It was like, I want nothing but the best for you, man. Especially if you're doing your thing.
That's
Especially
right.
if you're doing your thing, I want nothing but the best for you, man.
That's right, man. For sure. Your freshman year, what do you make? All conference, first team. Rookie of the year. How did that work?
I think I was national freshman of the year. I was player of the year for the ECAC back then. I was either freshman of the year back then, freshman of the year.
Hold on. You was national freshman of the year in Division II.
Like I had, freshman of the year, this freshman of the year, honorable mention All-American, all that kind of stuff. Just by, I said, playing hard, man. Just playing.
Let me tell you something, fam. For all the years of dudes playing, I'm telling you, a lot of guys can sit back now and go, damn. Wouldn't mind being freshman of the year nationally, no matter what division it is. Okay? And I'm telling kids now, if you get an offer to go somewhere, somebody says, here, we want you to come play for us. Bridgeport, they was on you hard from the beginning. First letter, and they kept on you. And a lot of players, we go places that we want to go to, right? We don't go to places that want us.
And that's what I did. That's exactly what I did. I went to a place that the coach there wanted me. They wanted me from day one. They picked and choose. When I walked in there, they had a plan. They got, recruited my other guys. Let's see what's gonna happen. And even after my freshman year, the assistant coach that recruited me went to Fairfield University. They were like, you leaving? Because I'm putting up numbers. So guys were like, you gonna bounce and go to Division I school? I'm like, nah, man, I'm good, man. Like, my boys are here. You know, if I'm hanging out with chicks, the chicks are here. School is here. I'm good. I don't need to go. I'm an hour away from home. I don't need to go nowhere else, man. I'm good, man. Like I said, if I'm meant to go somewhere, do something, yo, they'll find me here. I'm good.
That's real. That's real, man. I don't know if you caught the intro. Did you catch the intro?
I did.
All right. Because I take pride in doing my intros, man. And I'm mad that the power went off and the intro's not there. So, nah, brother. What we gonna do? We need to just reschedule that next part because I want to make sure I catch everything that you said, brother. For sure. So we're gonna do that again, and we're not finished yet. What was your best game at Bridgeport? Now we know that second game you had in freshman year, 31. What was your best game? And let's talk about it from beginning to end and what made it your best game and what did you do and who did you kill?
My best game at Bridgeport was against that same team in the NCAA tournament, where in the NCAA tournament my freshman year in '89, we played against Stonehill again. And I think right now, if I'm not mistaken, I think we still have the record for the most points scored in a Division II basketball game. I think the most points ever scored in college was 41 points. Even though I had 3,000 points, I only scored 40, and I was doing finishing everything. But I was doing everything. But I had a point guard. I had a point guard that I played with some good point guards. I had a point guard by the name of Stevie Rayo, and his 4 years at Bridgeport, he had over 1,200 assists. So I played.
How many was from you?
He had probably 800 was coming to me probably. But
listen, when guys were leaving comments, I think a few of your point guards leaving comments because they were saying, "Yo, brother, the best guy to play with," because you know he was a bucket.
Our system was, we pressed you, and we ran. We didn't care what the score was. We ran up the score, and you had a point guard that we throw it ahead. You give it to the person running in front of you, and that's what we did. And it was like I said, a great experience to play in a system like that. Because it wasn't about mistakes. It was like, let's press these dudes. And then, like I said, we had guys in our team that had that New York mentality. We're going to crush you. We're going to destroy you. We don't care about who you are. We played against a lot of those New England teams, so we didn't care where you are. We're from New York City. We're going to finish you off. We're going to get out of here. We're going to laugh about it. We're going to talk trash about it. We ain't care who you are. And that's the way we play.
That's real. Ain't nothing like being with a group of people, a group of fellas, all got the same mentality and all with the same mission.
30 years later, we're still the same way, Still telling the same stories.
That's real, man. That's real. So, senior year, we're coming down to a close. Give me a memorable story your senior year, right before you left, to make sure that you knew you was going to leave your school a legend.
You know what? My senior year, my school Bridgeport was supposed to close down because they ran out of money. They went bankrupt, so they're supposed to close down. So it was just like, we didn't know if we was going to finish the season. So our coach was trying to get us to go to other schools by doing stuff. So he's trying to get us to go to like at that time, the St. Bonaventure's coach was like, I take them. So he was trying to get us to other schools, but the school was able to keep us together for us to at least finish the season. And during that year, we were #1 in the country. And we were just trying to finish. We lost our first game to Stonehill again. And we kind of felt ourselves. Then we ran off maybe 15, 20 in a row after that with the notion that, we're going to get back to that championship game we did in 91. Get back in that championship game again. We just, like I said, to the point where we're just like, play and just finish people off. Don't worry about the school closing. Don't worry about anything else. Let's come together as a family, just play basketball and get it done. And that's what we did, man, because, basketball for me was just like I said, the story that made me knew that I was special happened my junior year when we played against Rutgers. That's what made me know I was special, because I remember walking into Rutgers College, and like I said, our biggest dude at that time was like 6'8", and I was like a 6'4" power forward. And I remember walking into Rutgers, and some of these dudes were sitting on the side. I was like, yo, man, they power forwards the same size as our guards. right? And they were like cracking jokes on it. So, and I remember Craig Carter saying to them, "Yo, y'all better be careful. Dudes can play, yo." And
Craig Carter, that's my guy.
Dudes can play. And that day, Keith Hughes was going to be drafted by the NBA. I think he had a thick point guard. I forgot his name. I think his last name was Johnson Earl. I think Eric was his name. Yeah, I finished him off for like 35, man. And the referee took it from us. Referee was like, "Yo, you're not going to win here." He's like, "Yo, you're not going to win here." And we lost by 2. I think we lost by 2 or 4.
Wow.
You know, so that made me knew at that point, these dudes, some NBA dudes, they're supposed to be a competitive league. They stronger than us, but we finished them off, ran them out the gym. We had a referee tell us, "Yo, he wasn't going to give it to us, man." So, you know, in situations like that, man, you kind of know, okay, maybe I have a career at this. Maybe I can do something special with this, you know, when I get out of here, man. Maybe not. Who knows?
Those games are the games that let you know, especially when you play in a big conference like that. They were still in the Big East at that time, right?
They were either not the Big East. They're probably in Atlantic 10. Rutgers is probably in Atlantic.
Atlantic 10, yes. They were Atlantic 10. They were Atlantic 10 school, yes.
And we
still
did it for a check.
A big time
we did it for a
conference.
check. Like they were paying us to play. Like, yo, go in there and get your butt kicked by 30, and we finished them off. Yo, we finished them all.
Y'all, please explain that to our audience, because I've done this plenty of times. This is where the word upset comes from in college basketball. Big schools give smaller schools a check for ass
You're absolutely
whipping.
right. Yo, come play our school. You know you're not going to win, but here's some money for you to play. Well, we Seton Hall was the same way. We went in there. So when they did that, every year we did that, they were like, "Yo, we don't know if we want to play them or not." And then my senior year, we were trying to play UConn. UConn was like, "Nah, we're not messing with them." They may mess around and beat us. You know, they ain't want to touch us. They don't want to touch us. But you get a check as a smaller school to play against other schools, because at that time we didn't have no money, so we needed the money, you know, to travel and do that kind of stuff.
Question: you guys get per diem on the road?
I think we at that time, we was even getting either $7 or $10 on the road. That's it, man. You know, we Division II school.
Now, hey, don't feel bad, because James Majors at Seton Hall was getting $5.
Wow, we got like $7, but you know, we ate together. We got like $7, $10.
They was in the Big East, right? Carlissimo was pocketing that change.
Probably right.
Wow, that's crazy. How did you get to the ABA? Were you drafted? Did you try out? How did that work?
My senior year, my coach and Frank Layden were real tight. So, you know, to be honest with you, I probably should have tried out for either Houston or Golden State. I walked into Utah, stayed there for a very long time, but learned the business very quickly. Like I walked in there, they had Jeff Hornacek, Jeff Malone, and this kid named, matter of fact, they had this kid named Corey Crowder, who was the kid that played for Miami, his father. And they all was on guaranteed contracts. They were all on guaranteed contracts. So I am trying out for a team that I already knew I wasn't going to make, whether I was good enough or not, because these dudes on guarantee. So you learn the business side of that, you know, very, very quickly. So I bounced around, you know, CBA. They had a league back then called the Global League. I played in, you know, stuff like that. Didn't really have a contract because I was injured first coming out and just waiting to get my first contract to go somewhere, to play basketball somewhere, or to say, yo, you know what, I'm a can this, man, and just start getting a regular job and doing regular things like regular people, man. And, you know, I was ready to do that, but like anything else, you want to chase that dream to see if it's actually going to happen for you. Especially after the career I had, I'm like 3,000 points in college, you know, Division II National Player of the Year. I was a top 100 seniors in the country. And that draft in 92, you got to understand, that draft in 92 was Shaq, Alonzo, you know, Walt Williams, Weatherspoon. That was probably one of the best drives in NBA history. So I'm not. And then at that year, they went from 7 rounds to 2. So they went to 2 rounds. So
Yo, let me tell you something. That shit broke my heart. Like, it's not like saying I had a chance, right? But at the end of the day, you still want to dream. And it was like, you're only going to pick 30 motherfuckers?
Absolutely.
Done.
Absolutely.
Done. Kid, y'all don't realize. And before it was 7, I think it was maybe like 14 or something, 20 something. It was a lot more rounds than that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
crazy times, man. The competition level was so tough. Today, you in the NBA.
You're guaranteed to be in the NBA today. With what's going on right now, you guarantee it.
With your stats and what you did, fam.
Your first round pick. Easy.
They're going to take a chance. They're going to take a chance. Because this guy can get buckets there. Dudes at big time schools doing 1,000, maybe 1,500. He's doing 3,000. We got to give him a shot.
My kids and my college team, man, like your coach, man, you was a nut. I'm like, yo, I wasn't a nut. I'm like, yo, I wasn't a nut. Yo, I gave it up to guys. Like I'm telling you, I probably could have had another 300-400 points easily, man. But like I said, I'm more of a team dude. I want to see my dudes, the 14th man on the bench. I want to see him get out and kick the ball away so I can laugh a little bit and we can crack some jokes in the dining hall about something, man. I was, could have had a lot more points, man, but it wasn't about that, man. It's about, you know what? We beat these dudes by 20. I don't need to be out here. Let somebody else play, man. I'm good. That kind of stuff.
That's real, man. That's so real. And a lot of dudes don't know. Look, bro, when you're a freshman playing and you starting and you got the green light, those points gonna come. Yep. Those points. A lot of dudes don't get to play their freshman sophomore year sparingly.
They don't.
Right? When you come in right away, here you go.
It was that, like I said, it was that Brooklyn mentality. Because I had a junior and a senior in front of me, and I went in, took their spot. I wasn't sitting back there gonna wait for them. Nah, man, you ain't better than me. I'm coming at you. If the coach gonna do something else, then I have to deal with that. But I'm gonna let him know on his basketball court, I'm better than that junior right there. Give me a shot, give me an opportunity. And a lot of these kids these days don't believe in that. They kind of, I think they even on their basketball teams, they want to be friends. And it's okay to be friends on your own basketball team, but when you're on the basketball court, you still got to be competitive, man. And I don't think they get to the point where, like now, if you're my man and I play against you and I bust your ass, it's okay because maybe you're gonna do me next, maybe you're gonna get me tomorrow. Kids these days don't rock like that. It's more embarrassing. I'm not gonna do that to my boy. It's okay to do that to your boy because maybe your boy get you tomorrow. They don't think like that.
Right. They don't want to play tight defense because they might get shook. Like, you gotta want the smoke. You're gonna get dunked on. You're gonna get shook. So many things are gonna happen if you in there with an action.
Absolutely.
But if you don't want to go with an action then stay home, fam.
I agree.
Don't be a part of it.
I absolutely agree, man. I absolutely agree. Absolutely.
Outside of the ABA, what countries did you play?
Philippines. I was in Thailand. I played over in Sweden. I played a lot in that Asian region, man. Went a couple of places down in South America, and then really just stayed home and played a lot of countries here, man. But just anywhere there was a place for me to go, I went. I was in the Philippines for almost like combined it was like 5 years. One of the best places outside to me. I didn't play in none of those big leagues and stuff like that, but in terms of basketball and loving it, that country of basketball, man, was very special, man. Very special. Like, they love it over there. I mean, go to a basketball game, it's 20,000 deep in the stands. You're like a big time star over there, man. So, like I said, I was doing it more. Anywhere, anybody want to send me anywhere, I don't care what kind of money it was. I was going. Traveling world for free. For free. Everybody paying to see things that I could see for free. Wasn't nothing like it, man. Nothing like it.
That's so real, man. A lot of ball players should have that attitude. If you get a chance to play, somebody's going to pay for it, right? You get an opportunity to play. And hopefully, if you're lucky and the stars are lined up, you make it to the league. But if not, be happy with the career that you have. Be happy with yourself and be able to transition into the real world.
All right.
Because a lot of guys have trouble with that, man. A lot of guys who I interview, they go through a lot. They superstars one day, then the next day they're a regular person, and the phone stop ringing, and the fans stop coming around, and the leeches.
But
it's another life to get used to.
A lot of guys like that, they even finish their degrees, man. Because I remember, talking to guys about this, that, and the other. A lot of guys go to school for 4 years. Like, did you get your degree? They're like, nah. And now you're sitting here talking about, what am I going to do? 50 pounds heavier. Basketball ain't my thing no more. Now you got to feed your family and take care of your kids, and you can't do that on a level that you want to because you went to school for 4 years and didn't get that degree. And that to me was important. But that was based on, like I said, the friends that I had. Like, they weren't gonna let the 5 or 6 guys I came into school with. There's no way in the world they were gonna let me walk out with no degree. Like, we pushed everybody to do that, man. It was very important that happened.
That's real, man. A lot of people that I talk to, you know, have a hard time with the transition,
Right.
like I was talking about. After the ball was over, or as my sponsor at Game Over would say, after the game is
What do you
over
do?
and you got to put the ball down, what did you do?
Absolutely. And that's why.
What did you do? How did you transition from putting the ball down to getting back to the real world?
What happened? I think one year I played overseas. I came home, got injured. I fell off somebody's bench, got injured. My coach at Bridgeport was still there. I went back to school and got my master's in education until I got better. Got better, went back overseas to play basketball, so I fell back on that. And it was just like, yo, when I came home, it was like I was just trying to do other things to just get better. So when I came back home and I decided, you know what, I'm really gonna want to play. You know, I started teaching. Because that gave me an opportunity when it was time when the school was over. I can go back overseas and play for 3 or 4 months and that kind of stuff, man. So it was like, you know what, this ain't gonna last long. I know it's not gonna last long. What am I gonna do, you know, to feed my family if, you know, I'm not playing basketball no more? And I think the bigger part of me was like, you know what, like what field of work am I gonna work in? Am I gonna work with kids? I'm not gonna work with kids. What I'm gonna do? And I found the love of working with kids, and that's what I stuck on. That's what I harped on. And you know, to this day, I didn't feel no regret once I stopped playing, because, you know, if you're still gonna play, you're still gonna play. You may not play for a paycheck, but you know, I played in a couple 40 and over leagues and this, that, and the other. You know, I won just about every pro-am league out here, so it was like I don't need that, and I didn't need to do that. You know, I didn't need to do that through somebody else by saying, you know what, I'm gonna push this on, you know, this person or that person, man. So it all depends on what your mindset is, man. But it has a lot to do with guys just finishing their degree. You gotta finish. You go to school for 4 years and they pay for you for free. You gotta get that paper, man. That paper is what's gonna make you, man.
That's so real. That's so real. It was so important for me to finish up and get mine, man. That you know, listen, who knows how things would have been
basketball,
if I didn't get that degree.
Like I tell my kids, I got 2 or 3 degrees and all this other stuff. I never paid for one because of basketball. And here I am a kid from East New York, from the project of East New York. And that little round basketball took me around the world for free, paid for education for free. What am I mad at? I ain't nothing for me to be mad at, bro. Like, I'm good. And I'm just want to try to tell kids, man, yo, you got the same opportunities, man. I'm not coming to you saying I'm some A student. I was the smartest kid in the classroom. I was a C student, maybe because I didn't apply myself, but I know what that basketball did for me. And I know what guys who came before me, what they did for me. You know, they kind of, you know, pushed me in the right direction. So, you know, in terms of coming back and giving it back, it's only right for me to do that, because I know guys pushed me on. They ain't let me get in trouble. You know, we grew up in probably the same kind of hood where, you know, if you had 10 of your friends, maybe 5 of them went to jail and 2 of them was murdered. That's in every hood. That's no different. And back then you had guys like, yo, we're not gonna let you do that, man. You different. You gonna go play ball. You know, and that kind of thing. And I had a lot of guys that did that for me.
I'll tell you a quick story real quick. I remember coming from a game and the original 50 Cent, not the rapper, called me over and he was like, yo, Slim, yo, you can ball, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't mess with these dudes in the streets. And then showed me a couple of dudes that were playing dice and went to rob the dice game. It was like, I told you they soft. And that kind of stuck with me because I never, hung out with my friends were street dudes, but they used to be like, yo, Pooh, go handle your business. Go play some ball. Right? No one never tried to reel me into the nonsense.
No, you're right, man. I had that same kind of experience, man. Same kind of experience. No different. Same kind of experience.
Yeah. So how did you end up at Kingsborough? And how's that experience going so far?
It was kind of like almost an accident, to be honest with you, man. I went over, I knew someone that was there. They brought me in for an interview just to talk about who they can hire as a coach. So I started talking about my little philosophies about not even being a basketball coach, about teaching young men how to be men. And the athletic director was like, yo, I think you'd be a good coach, man. So I really didn't want to do it because I'm one of them dudes, like, I'm not one of them dudes that throw my stats up in your face, but I'm one of them dudes like, yo, you go to play basketball, there's only one way to play this hard. And I'm out of height trying to kiss a little high school kid ass and try to get him to come to school. Like, I was totally against that. But when I got there, it was just like, you know what, maybe I could afford these kids the opportunity to try to give them a little bit of what I know in order for them to make a better transition for themselves. And it's been a very good situation. We ain't the most winning program. I mean, but in terms of me getting kids in school and getting them placed, and kids coming back saying, "Your coach, thank you." Yeah, that's the best experience of my life, man. I had a kid just call me about a month ago. One of my kids that played for me like 4 or 5 years ago. He's a doctor now, yo. I got other kids that's coaching for me. So that kind of experiences, and also like you said, telling kids, going to Division II, Division III program, playing basketball is just like going to a Division I program. You may not be on TV, but you get the same kind of experience. And Kingsborough is one of those educational institutions that, and it's not PSAL 2. It's competitive basketball where if you don't come in there, you're gonna get rocked, and you got to play, and you be able to go somewhere. So 6 years there, got a lot of kids in school, man. Hopefully we're gonna do something different, but a lot of my kids went to school, they graduating. It's a great institution in terms of learning what they're doing, man. I can't. I'm ready to give it up and give it to a younger person, but a lot of people don't want me to walk away from it yet.
I hear that, man. Listen here. There's a lot of guys that was on North Carolina bench, Kentucky bench, Louisville, Duke, South Carolina, SMU, doing this. But when they signed their letter of intent, right, and they got those letters, they was telling everybody, "I'm going to the NBA because I'm playing for Duke." Not knowing they was going to spend their whole career doing this.
You're right. The only game they're going to play is their senior game.
People don't even think about those dudes.
Yeah, that's the coaches, man. That's the AU coaches doing that to them, man. That's this system out here and what they doing and what they teaching these kids, man. Like, I'm not sitting there saying I'm the best coach in the world, man, but it's a reality check that a lot of these kids got to have, man, in terms of what's going on. You know what? You're gonna play college basketball. You sit on somebody's bench. You're going to be a productive citizen in the world. And like you said, take care of your family. Go play ball somewhere else in some rec leagues and be happy, man. That's your life. And it's okay to be that way. A lot of these guys don't get that. They don't understand that, man. They don't understand that. And I don't, and that's the thing that I'm fighting with these kids who are coming to me. You come into a Division III JUCO and you think you special. Maybe you're not as special as you need to be, bro. It's okay, and that's okay. That's fine. We'll help you get to where you need to be if you have your own ambitions and goals.
You and Dub said I missed that last game before CCNY and Vok pulled late. I guess I missed the rest of that comment. Trying to get you in here. He said, "I ain't no fan. College ball different. Whatever." What are you saying, my dude?
You don't know what he's saying.
Hard worker on the coach. You always preach that. Oh, I guess one of your players.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I see him commenting. I would definitely want to make sure his comments get in. What's your perception of New York City basketball?
I think it's dying, man. I think that, I think the guys that's in it that really teach these kids how to play aren't doing a good job at it. I think, I think it's got to find a way to keep these kids home. You're tired of seeing a kid who's a big-time player and find out, what they went to this prep school and that prep school, but, they lived in New York. I think you got to find a way to keep them home. And, if you're the best city in the world, as people say New York City is, and everything else, but we got to do that. We got to do that in terms of, high school sports here, especially basketball, man. We can't be the Mecca if we're not the Mecca. Guys from New York City walk in the gyms with a certain kind of attitude, a certain kind of automatic respect. What? You from New York City? And they give you that respect automatically. I don't think we have that anymore. Maybe we lost that a little bit, man. I don't know. And how we get that back, I don't know, man. But we got to find a way to get it back.
There should be a place right now, outside the COVID thing, but a place where kids could go and know that somebody from the city created this for us. I know like Riverside's been here before us. Gauchos, 1967. You got other AAU programs too. But like the Boys Club, those places, those special places where those coaches were, where we can kind of touch and say, you know what, I got to work out from this coach today. How we could go to Gil Reynolds, Sonny Lewis, all of those people who play parts, just going to the park and rolling the balls out and let kids play and then giving them positive direction
Right.
after
That's
that.
the problem with a lot of these kids. They go out, everybody want to work out. It's not about a workout. Like, it's about, yo, go play. Go play with that old man who still think he got it, but he's going to grab you a certain way and hit you a certain way. Go play with that guy. These kids don't play with nobody older than them, younger than them. They play with the same group of kids, and they don't do nothing else. So, you know, I played bad. Like I told you, my first love was football and baseball. And in football, you got to be physical. Some of these guys just play basketball. That's all they do, and that's special and all that, man. But, you know, you got to go to the basketball court and play with somebody like your dad. You really want to play with that old man over here? He got cut-off shorts. He got some messed up sneakers on. But you know what? He going to hit you. He going to push you. He going to do the things that you like.
Thank you, Lamb. Thank you. Lamb, yo, brother, I always preach this, man. It's that guy with the dusty sneakers, cut-off jeans. You want to play with that dude. That dude is a killer. He got some game. And he not coming out here for a fashion show.
He's out here to get his little workout on and beat up on some young kids so he go back home to his wife. What you do today, honey? Well, I knocked a couple of young boys down on their butt and I scored a couple of buckets, babe. I'm good. Guys don't want that no more. These kids don't want that, man. They're afraid of that. Like, yo, you suck, or you this, you that. Nah, go play, man. Just go. The more you play, the better you are. It teaches you various different things, and I'm the workout stuff and all that stuff is good, and I know everybody that's their business and all that. So I'm not trying to kill nobody's business, man. But yo, you got 10 guys who working kids out, teaching kids 10 of the same moves. Everybody doing the same moves. Ain't nobody doing nothing different. So what's the point? You go do it in the game and it don't work. Your coach, I had a couple of players. I'm like, dude, I'm going to work out. Nah, man, go play basketball. Go find a park. Go play for 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, and work out by yourself, man. You'll be good. You get the same kind of respect. And that's that old school, new school basketball like you grew up in and I grew up in. And there's a way to get that back a little bit. I think New York City basketball will come back 10 times over, man. But it's kind of hard to do that because these kids are different now, man. They soft.
Way different. Yeah. Even my guy, Ref One, who refs all over the city, said too friendly in today's game. Guys are too friendly. They kiss each other on the cheek like Magic and Isaiah.
How's that your boy in the back? I understand you grew up in the same hood, but that ain't your man while he on this basketball court. But like you said, don't do that somewhere else. At Kingsborough, I actually sat a kid for doing that. Yeah, a kid.
Really?
We was playing against BMCC. There was a point guard at BMCC that was come to court. He was talking. Every time he did something, he'd run by the bench and say something to me. So he came over one time and said, yo, my man. I said, I don't talk to kids, man, so be careful. My point guard, came over and said, yo, coach, I got him. I'm like, yo, what does that mean? He's like, I talked to him. So he went over and talked to him in a way that was kind of polite, not saying, yo, don't talk to my coach like that. Yo, I said, yo, go get him, man. I sat the rest of the game. He's like, why you do that? I'm like, yo, my man, me and you are part of one unit. He's on the outside, bro. If that's your man, you got to do some other time. You ain't doing that right now. And the kids don't get that, man. They don't have that killer.
No.
They don't have that killer. I tell my kids, yo, go watch some videos of Mike Tyson, yo. Go watch some videos of Mike Tyson. You see Mike Tyson, he ain't never retreat. Mike Tyson's always in attack mode. And that's how you got to be, whether on a basketball court or sometimes in life, man. You got to be always in attack mode to provide and do something, man. You can't be in a retreat mode and be a man out here these days, man. You got to be in attack mode in a way that's very productive for you and the people you support, man. Kids don't do that no more, yo. I don't know what, like I said, I don't know what it is, man, but it's very different. It's disturbing in some sense because, me and you are men, and basketball in many ways taught us how to be a man, in many ways, because you're dealing with so many different attitudes. A lot of these kids are playing these sports, and it's not teaching them anything.
We didn't have this either.
You're absolutely right.
We didn't have this. We weren't living inside of a box. Our lives were living outside of the box. My guy, RG22 Hoop for Life, said, how do we get those kids to stay in the city?
Yo, we just got to come with a different philosophy, man. Like, these schools that these kids are going to, outside of the city, we may have to develop them here. These schools that they're going to, they're whatever they are, develop them here. What better place to keep them here and do things here and come with a better way from the play. That's the only thing I can suggest, man. But they're going there for other reasons, whether it's financial, whether it's to get away.
And you also said the academic portion doesn't prepare them. Because a lot of them leave because they don't have the grades or they so far behind, or when they step into the school, the schools don't know about the NCAA. They don't know about the rules, what the curriculums are. They're not connected. And I think after all these years in New York City, with kids failing in New York City, we should have stepped our game up on that.
Why having the public school system say, you know what, or charter school system, whatever you like in this world, say, you know what, we're gonna develop a school that's based around sports. You know, they got schools that's based around medicine, and sports is a career. You know, you teach some valuable resources here, so why not build a school that's based on that? You know, but people don't want to do that because the whole aspect of what sports means and stuff like that. But this is a career. So whether it's sports manager or being a professional athlete, you teach them things. And to be a professional athlete, there's things you need to know, financial things, you know, physical things and that kind of stuff. So until somebody come up with that baseline on how to teach that kind of stuff, man, you know, I think that's why we're losing all these kids, man. It really doesn't make sense. And then you got these coaches out here, you know, whether they doing it for the love of it or doing it because they're looking for the next LeBron because they want to get that paycheck. You know, that's a whole other thing as well. You know, you're doing it for the love, do it for the love. If you're doing it to teach kids, do it to teach kids because, like you said, in the end, what do you fall back on? When you know, I played basketball at probably 210. I'm 285 now. I can't play, you know. So what do you do when you get old and you can't jump no more? Now, how do you have to raise your family and that kind of stuff? The kids are not prepared for that, man. A lot of guys, like you said, they're not ready.
Shit, I'm 220 and I ain't playing no more. I ain't playing no more at all. My knees
I played 40 and over and loved it. You know, right now I'm trying to get in shape now because Charles Smith is trying to take a team of 50 and over dudes to Spain. So I'm, you know, that kind of stuff. But run up and down the court, I get up and down the court, my team once in a blue moon and say, yo, I still got it, or hold somebody up. Other than that, I don't do this no more, yo. I can't play ball no more.
I hear you, man. That's good. And I thank you, RG Hoops 22, man. Good question. Good question. All right, let's have some fun now. Top 5 players in your era.
Wow. Top 5 players in my era. Wow.
Yep.
I would have to say top 5 players in my era. Talking about New York City wise. Wow. I think Oliver Taylor has to be one.
Oliver Taylor, definitely.
OT has to be one. I think Al Rich has to be another one.
Al Rich, he'll be coming on the show soon too.
Wow. In my era, dudes like I remember watching Carlton Hines play. He has to be another one, yo. He was ridiculous, yo.
Carlton Hines, R.I.P.
Kenny's 1 year younger than me, but he's one that goes in every era. I mean, Kenny was ridiculous, man. I played with him.
That's right. Kenny, he was in my era too.
Kenny was ridiculous, man. Kenny was one of those just special guys, man. It was like a wow to watch him play. Was ridiculous, man. Wow, who else? I think right off. That's for me.
That's 5 right there, man. That's 5 right there. Yeah. Top 5 players in New York City history, all time.
You have to go old school. Some of the, all time.
Yes.
Ooh. Wow. It all depends on what era you're talking about. All time. Kenny's one.
All time, fam. All time. You're 5.
You got to do Kenny Anderson. You got to do Tiny.
Kenny Anderson made the list twice. Yes.
Tiny. To me, Tiny Archibald.
Tiny Archibald, definitely.
You got to do, slide those dudes because they Brooklyn dudes. Slide was tough back then.
Yes.
To me, you got to do Pearl because when I went to 258, every kid at 258 at that time wanted to be Pearl. So it's got to be Pearl to me. And who else?
He changed the culture. He changed the culture.
Another dude, off the top of my head, anything. You pick another one, man. I don't know. Those are my 4 or 5.
You named him earlier, man. You named him earlier. They was trying to get you to hold him, and you couldn't. You said you ain't want that work.
Yeah. You're right, Lloyd.
Definitely. That's definitely a salute right there. The top high school player you played against, and the top college player you played against, and give me the top pro you played against. Just 3 people.
The top high school player I played against. Whew. The top high school player I played against, because in my conference, a dude that I can remember playing against top 5 was probably, I think, Conrad was a little younger than me, but he was probably one of those special dudes, man. I think Conrad, because I remember Conrad was a kid, because like I said, I grew up in that area.
Conrad McCray, R.I.P.
He was special.
Yes. Yes, he was.
Top
Yeah.
college dude I played against. It would be college dude I played against. Wow. Wasn't nobody special, man.
Yo, and the only reason why I said that, because when you kicking everybody's ass and you the man,
wasn't nobody special really back then, man. But in terms of pros, man, I mean, going out to Utah and playing against, like, at that time, right before the Olympics, man, playing against, like, Karl Malone and John Stockton and Jeff Hornacek and those guys, man, and Jeff Malone, man, and just the purity of that kind of stuff, man. Those guys were real. Like, that NBA stuff, I don't think people really ready for what they do and what they do that's special, man. It was just a whole nother level. I remember playing against Ken Animal Bannister, man. He was a role player, but he was a beast. Like, I remember telling me, when I played against him in the USBL, telling me, and we was in the playoffs. He's like, this is how I feed my family, So you're not winning this game. I'm gonna do whatever I can. And every time I ran through a pick of this, he knocked me to the ground. Every time I did, guys like that, was just real special dude. Anthony Mason, playing.
Yeah, I was just about to mention
I played in a lot of night pro city tournaments. A lot of pros there. Tough. A lot of tough dudes in that, during that time, man. But playing against, James Majors had a lot of pros that was playing with him at that. I played with James, a lot of those dudes, and, special pros. Elmer, special. Special.
Elmer, definitely special. I played against him. He was in that team with Anthony Mason.
Yeah.
Him, Anthony Mason, Speedy. They had a crew, and I was playing with the homeboys. And it just showed me. It was just like, you probably can compete with the NBA guys, but his body and your body do not match.
I remember seeing this guy, and I didn't know who he was at the time. This was like '89. This guy named Howie Hudson. I don't know if you know Howie Hudson.
Brother, I know about Killer Howie from Fall Rock.
Howie Hudson is an animal,
Howie Hudson gonna give you buckets all day.
Playing against dudes like that. So all I'm saying, Curtis Washington. That's what I'm saying. It was so much basketball back then that you played against.
It was so many.
As a young one, playing against these older dudes, they taught you a lot, And I didn't sit a lot. I played a lot of those games, but they schooled me a lot too, man. They schooled me a lot back then, man.
Yo, man, this is so good. And listen, like I promised, we're going to get that part 2 so we can put it all together. All right, so we're going to come back. I'm going to hit you up, and we can talk about, we're doing on an off day, But, my brother, I'm glad that you came on the show. I'm glad we got a chance to kick it. We're going to kick it again.
I appreciate it.
All right? Because this is not over. You get a chance to nominate someone to be on the show as well.
Okay. I just, like I said, man, I watch your platform, I watch what you do, man, and what you do, and what's special about this is how you connect to some generational stuff, man. I think that's kind of special. You're giving guys who probably didn't have this platform to tell their story, And for me, I get an opportunity to do this a lot because of the kind of work that I'm in, man. But I still go to Bridgeport. People still talk about what I did. I'm on the board of trustees up there and that kind of stuff, man. But your platform and watching what you do, you get a lot of praise for what you do, man. Like, I mean, to really watch this, to see it grow and progress, and then to see some of the guys that I played against from back in the days talk about that kind of stuff, and then try to connect those stories, man. Like to hear what's the name, to talk about that whole thing that happened at BC All-Star Camp, man. That brought back memories, like, automatically, man. Stuff like that. To hear McNasty talk about what he do. I remember, we from the same hood, that kind of stuff, man. So it brought back so much to listen to your platform, and I think more people should definitely listen to you and check you out because it's a win-win for everybody to be sit in front of you to do this kind of stuff, man. It's greatly appreciated, man, brother. Believe me, greatly appreciated.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Very humbled by this, man. I don't do none of this out of ego, fam. None of this out of ego. I lost a lot of good friends during this crisis. One of my good friends, Mo Kirby, who I wish he was here, once that kind of happened, it was like, you need to get out and reach out to these guys so they can tell their story because it can be somebody else.
That's what I'm talking about. Guys like Mo. Like I remember Mo when I was in junior high school. Him and West was boys. Him and West Hubbard was boys. So I remember Mo and all that stuff. So that's what I'm saying. The guys get opportunity to tell their stories in a way that they tell it. and not like when they ain't here no more or something like that, man. It's like I said, man, you got a great platform.
Well, listen, if you got any contacts on West Hubbard,
I wish
brother, find out.
Wish I did, man.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make that happen.
If I find one, I'll definitely let you know.
All right. So hold on. We're not finished yet.
Y'all ready? Ready?
Get this. I take this whole thing with me because I don't want none of this to come out. Let me see. Okay, I got some time.
Wow, dude, that's love right there, man. Oh my God. Wow. You know, that's big time right there, man. I like that right there, yo.
That's that Coastal to the South line,
Yeah,
man.
that's big time right there, man. Wow. Yeah, that's real love right there, man. Appreciate that, man. Oh my God.
No doubt, man.
Wow. That's real nice right there, bro.
For sure. My guy, resident artist Jamel Powell, and I hope my guy, Cal Ivory Jones is on tonight, cause we had a chance to kick it, and I didn't get a chance to show him his picture. So Cal, if you on, make sure you come on so I can show you your picture and do this the right way. But yo, Lamb, yo, I appreciate you coming on, and I'm gonna hit you up so we can get that first part and do it over.
All right, bro.
All right, and make sure I do you right, brother. Listen, man, you made us proud coming from New York City. So don't think you was up there kicking ass in Connecticut and we wasn't paying attention. We was paying attention, and we're so proud of you, fam. We're so proud that you were able to go to another state and become a legend.
I appreciate it.
Just instantly. And over time, people gonna realize that Lambert Shell is one of the best scorers to come out of New York City.
Appreciate it. Big time. All right.
No doubt.
Salute, bro.
Salute.
Appreciate it.
Basketball heads, we out. And let y'all know we are the official home for New York City basketball. Peace.
Y'all ready?